Hi, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Casandra Clark. I've been showing dogs since I was 8 years old under the guidance of my grandparents and many, many mentors along the way, including the handler I worked for 18 years, Mr. Bruce Schultz. If it wasn't for Bruce and my best friend Tara, I don't think I'd have the company that I have. A successful one at that, a catering company. Nothing like what I thought I was going to school for, nothing like what I thought I was going to end up doing in my life. But you know what? It really has brought so much joy. Part of that joy is that I specialize in hospitality for judges, exhibitors, handlers across Southern California. It's actually 90% of my business is through AKC events. So with all this coronavirus, I can guarantee you that I'm hurting on this end too. I'm very lucky that 10% of my business outside of dogs has been able to keep me afloat and keep me going. I'm very, very blessed and so grateful for my wonderful clientele. I miss my dog show family. I cannot wait to come back. That being said, when I come back, there are going to be a lot of changes. And a few of my clients have actually called and asked me what are some things they should expect that are going to be different. So I'm going to go over just a couple of them. I thought that was a really good question. There's a lot that is actually changing, and I can give you my viewpoint and where I come from with the situation and just see what I feel works for the shows. Everybody has their own way of doing things, but I see a lot of it being from the outside of a handling spectrum, breeder, exhibitor, coming in as a judge, now coming in as a caterer. I see all realms of it. And I thought maybe my viewpoint would help some of these clubs that are going to have the privilege of starting up before others. And so you can see and fine tune what you're going to have to change for the clubs to come. Any questions, you're always welcome to ask me privately. I have a catering company called The Cozy Kitchen. It's on Facebook, Instagram. All my information's there. You guys are more than welcome to ask me questions. Remember, I can only give you guidelines of my state, California. Everybody is going to change throughout the 50 states. So I can give you mine. I am nationally licensed. It's not that I don't know them. It's that I can respond for my clientele here. So other clients outside of the state, you're going to have to actually contact me or contact your own personal caterer for the knowledge. Wish everybody could just be on the same page, but we know how that goes. Anyways, so I'm just going to go over some bullet points. I have notes here too, everybody, so I don't just keep looking down like a moron. I literally have notes to make sure I'm keeping on track with what I want to say. And so I don't forget. Okay, so let's start with the first thing that is always brought up on a menu. Weather inclined menus. I have some clients that are fantastic that sit there and go, let's do 2 menus because we know it's rain season. We have one for if it's going to rain, and we have another if it decides to be 90 degrees outside. Sometimes in California, you don't know. We're a little temperamental. A lot like Colorado, but not so much the snow part. More like rain, heat, things like that. When I make these menus, I do it so I can incorporate both. So no matter what, I have the same protein. Say it's going to be a soup and the other one's going to be a salad. I don't know, I'm just giving you guys ideas here off of what I've done before. Always try and think about that, because if it's 90 degrees outside, the last thing you want is a hot soup, a hot lunch. You don't want lasagna. You don't want any of that, honestly. Side note, that is not a good lunch. Something heavy like that is actually a terrible idea. So although it might be cost effective for some clubs, sorry, my chair keeps moving, it's not the wise way to go. I believe, through my experience, through my kennel clubs that I do here, that things that are lighter, that make you want to get up and go judge those 75 other dogs that you have the rest of the day, those groups where you're sitting, you're standing, you're getting back down and you're taking your pictures, you don't want to get around after eating a big old turkey dinner That's not what you want. After something like that, you want a nap. So you want to make sure that your judges are comfortable throughout the rest of the day, that your ring stewards are comfortable throughout the rest of the day. So I personally am big on sandwiches, salads, pasta salads, if you want to throw some carbs in there. I don't know, wraps, things like that. But that's, again, my personal view on that. You can ask some of my clients if you want. It works for them. They keep coming back to, we change out what it is, but they keep coming back to it. So, seems to be plentiful and nice, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so let's look at another item on the list to go over. Allergies and diet restrictions or diet favoritisms. Just a simple phone call. That's all this takes to even this out. Do you know how many judges, exhibitors, just people in general who have huge problematic allergies? That's why I try to work my best without peanuts, shellfish, things like that. It's scary. You don't want to get put in that. I keep EpiPens near me. At least if I don't have one, I know where there's one. With friends, I'm allergic to shellfish, so that's why I say I always have something with me. But when you look at some of the other things that people tend to gravitate towards, veganism, vegetarianism, which honestly is probably bigger in some states than others. I'm not saying it's not. Hello, again, where am I from? But just a simple phone call, because your judges are from all over. Your people you have coming in from your club have all sorts of different backgrounds, and us as caterers are usually willing to work with situations like that. Say there's one person who's a vegan. Guess what? We can make this happen. Maybe it's a little additional charge, because sometimes this is a lot more work than if you have a big pasta salad that you've made for a group, and then you have one person that's gluten-free. They have a gluten-free pasta. All you do is just change it out. But it's an additional charge because it's additional items. So just keep that in mind. But do you know how much that means? It means the world to people to have that simple phone call just to check, to make sure that you are doing everything in your power to make their experience fantastic. And that's what being part of a club hospitality is about. You are making your club look fantastic by making other people feel fantastic. So just my bullet point there. I think you should always check and see and go over with the caterer if there's any option that we can do with that. I tend to always at least have one or two items that are either vegetarian or vegan friendly, just in case. You never know. But are still good for everybody to eat. So just keep that in mind. That might be one more thing. Okay, so let's see, what's another one? Okay, so some of the changes that are probably going to be made, you're going to see first and foremost where your caterer has set up. For me personally, self-service is going to be a thing of the past. I don't want other people touching the food, going through it. From now on, things are going to be individually packaged. I will probably have a staff member serve you if my club continues to want to have an open food area, like a pasta salad in a big vat or something like that. I'll probably have somebody serve you now. As far as pre-packaging, this means there's going to be more paper and plastic product. That means my price point has probably got to go up because it's more expensive. But these are things that are being asked upon us, upon the CDC to do to help control, hey, sorry, I have a puppy. It's enough. Control the spread of anything going on. To make it better, and it doesn't look so cafeteria-ish, why don't you ask your caterer to do paper products that are maybe in your theme colors? Or do a theme for the lunch, like some of my other clubs have done, where it's a picnic lunch. So I use picnic baskets, and you take your individually packaged items and put each item you want in your lunch into your picnic basket. Think of it like that. Have fun with it. It doesn't have to be a downfall. It actually is a good thing. Be sure your caterers have things like hand sanitizer in the food area for you. I mean, you're touching things that we've been touching too, packaging wise. Notice that we're going to be cleaning and sanitizing the items that are being handled more, like the coffee pots, things like that. Yeah, things like that. Other things. As far as clubs go, payment options are going to be a little bit different probably. Most clubs pay with check, honestly, but I know a lot of people are trying to do more cashless and touchless payment. So we're looking at things like Venmo, PayPal, Square, things like that. Don't be against them necessarily. It's to help you. It's to help less touching, interference, and contamination. That being said, sanitizing wise, my vehicles are always clean anyway, but that's something you should look at in a caterer. It's a lot to be said about what their vehicle looks like, what their products look like, what their coolers, their insulated bags, things like that. Everything should be in spot perfect condition. It should be clean. I mean, your food's coming from there. Wouldn't you want that clean? That's how I feel about it. That's why I do it. Yeah, let's see. I don't know if there's much more to go over on the changes that are going to happen. I mean, if there's questions on what you feel you'd like to see more in catering, or maybe there's something you want to discuss with your club. Maybe some of these things have struck a chord in you and you go, that's not a bad idea. We really need to look into that. I hope this at least gave some insight on how we look at it and how you want to go about doing things. Again, I really miss my family. I am so excited for when the shows start up again. I just want you all to be safe. And I'm just giving you from a spectrum of the caterer side. And I hope everybody out there is safe and wonderful. And my puppy's telling me it is time to stop. Okay, goodbye everybody.